What's good, y'all? What's good, Real Talk Squad? This is Miles, and you're listening to Real Talk of Miles Johnson, where you know we always keep it real. Let's get straight into it, man. I'm about to knock off my microphone, but heck, let's get straight into this episode of Philly Phrenzy. Talk about all sports, and we're going to start this off. We're going to get straight into it. Jason Kelce. Hell of a career. I'm sound like Floyd Mayweather. Hell of a fighter. Hell of a play. Hell of a Philly athlete. I mean, Jason Kelce is on the Mount Rushmore of Philly athletes. And the number one thing that I will remember Jason Kelce for is his leadership. Is for him in 2018, after we won the Super Bowl, he singles out every single person on the team and says something special about them, something that you would only say if you were really building relationships and being that leader, of men, which he was in that Eagles locker room. But my favorite moment of Jason Kelce's career has to be not when he made his legendary speech. My favorite thing that Jason Kelce did in his career was back in 2021 when the Eagles weren't good. But what else was happening during that time? Ben Simmons was refusing to get on a basketball court. And he called out Ben Simmons and he said, dude, stop whining. And if you just shot your free throws, Philly wouldn't be on you. And that's facts. And that's the number one reason why I love this guy. Because he understands what Philly is. Jason Kelce understands what it means to be a Philly athlete. That response to Ben Simmons acting like we're asking too much of him to hit free throws is the reason why he's on the Mount Rushmore of Philly athletes. Because he had some bad moments, whether it was 2016, whether it was 2020, when Eagles weren't good. But he was still riding with us. And that's why in 2017, 2018, we have that amazing season as what? The underdog. And he gets his ring. He becomes the only center to have 6 All-Pros. And what? I was about to flip y'all off. And a Super Bowl ring to show for it. So shout out Jason Kelce. You will truly, truly be missed. And I'm going to tell my kids, I'm going to be like, yo, there was this guy, he was a center. Yes, a center that encapsulated what exactly it meant to be a Philadelphia sports athlete. He'll be missed. And when we talk about the absence of Jason Kelce, he'll be missed greatly in this locker room. Yes, I heard on New Heights that he said that he won't be totally disconnected from the team, but he's retired. He's moving on to other things. What's going to happen? Jalen Hurts needs to step up. He needs to step up as the de facto leader, as the de facto face of this franchise. It's on Jalen Hurts. I believe he will do it, but with the absence of Jason Kelce, there's going to be more pressure on Hurts when things aren't going well to bring the troops together and get everybody on the same page. He was able to learn from Kelce the past 4 years. And like Hurts has done every year, he's gotten better. I believe he will get better with his leadership. And I'm not one of those people that believes the reports that Jalen Hurts, he's stoic when the Eagles are losing. He needs to do a better job of that. I don't necessarily believe that, but there's always ways that you can be a better leader, that you can be better than you were the day before. And I'm sounding like Hurts right now, talking about I'm trying to be better than I was yesterday. I'm trying to keep the main thing the main thing. Well, he has to. He has to. And I'm not looking. I love A.J. Brown. I love the guy. But I'm not looking at A.J. Brown to be the de facto leader, de facto face of the franchise in Jason Kelce's absence. I'm simply not. Because he has shown us that when stuff isn't going well, he doesn't know how to keep his emotions in check and keep it P. Have that poker face. Because your face of your franchise, your leader of your franchise, this isn't saying that he can't be a leader of the team, but the leader cannot be somebody that shuts down from the media. If you're shutting down from the media, who answers the questions? Your teammates. That's not great leadership. It's just simply not. Hurts, obviously we've never seen him do that, but that's another reason why he needs to step up, and especially in those moments where stuff isn't going well, he's got to be on his P's and Q's. That's why with A.J. Brown, I love the guy. He means well. He's just more outwardly emotional than you would want for the leader of your team. So it's going to be on Jalen Hurts, right? It's going to be on Jalen Hurts to do that. But this is not me bashing A.J. Brown. I get tired when the media tries to compare him to Terrell Owens and all this stuff. No, he's not perfect, but he means well. He means well. He's a little bit like Draymond Green, a lesser version of him in terms of he's emotional, he wears his heart on his sleeve, but he means well at the end of the day. But Hurts has to be that guy that rallies the troops and becomes that leader of this franchise. You got paid over $200 million to not only play well on the field, but when things aren't going good, you're the person that rallies the troops and gets everybody together to accomplish that main goal and do what? Keep the main thing the main thing. Now, who will be the replacement for Jason Kelce? I saw this post that said, who should be center? Cam Jurgens or Landon Dickerson? I don't know. Maybe the person that Jason Kelce handpicked to be his heir apparent in Cam Jurgens. He's clearly the one. He's clearly the one. And this is another reason why I love Jason Kelce, because what player do you know picks their heir apparent in the middle of their prime? He literally told Howie Roseman, I want Cam Jurgens in 2022. And they were molding him for this moment here. For when Jason Kelce leaves, boom, we got you. So we're going to move this guy, Cam Jurgens, from right guard to center. And that's how we going to play it. That's exactly how we going to play it, man. And, Landon Dickerson, he's great where he's at, but I need Cam Jurgens to, fulfill some big shoes. He can do it. He's athletic. I just love the makeup of this guy. I believe that he will definitely, maybe not fill the shoes all the way, but he'll suffice and he'll do, a good job. Let's move into another conversation that I've been wanting to talk about. I've been wanting to talk about this, and it's the Eagles running back room. We've heard a lot of reports about Derrick Henry, Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard did well with Kellen Moore. We heard about Saquon Barkley. Could he go from the Giants, who the Giants did not franchise tag him, and could he go to the NFC rival? Newsflash, everybody that wants Saquon Barkley, it's not going to happen. It's simply not going to happen. I don't want it to happen. Howie Roseman certainly doesn't want it to happen. It goes against what he does as a GM. He doesn't pay running backs. That's why Miles Sanders left, because we weren't going to pay him, right? The most we've ever spent on a running back was back in 2017 for like maybe $7 million in the whole entire running back room combined. It's simply not what Howie Roseman does. Now, the only way that I would be for the Saquon Barkley, signing would be if he wants to come to the Eagles for less than his market value. What's his market value? $10 million. We're not paying double digit. We're not going to pay $10+ million for a running back when our safeties and our off-ball linebackers are both, issues that have to be addressed. I'm not going to pay $10+ million for a running back when the defense is in shambles. That's why Saquon Barkley is a phenomenal running back. Phenomenal talent. But the Eagles still have A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith and Jalen Hurts. Offensively, we're good. We need to spend this money on the defensive side so that we're not in shootouts against the Cardinals, so that we're not in shootouts against the Giants with Tyrod Taylor. That's why during this time you invest in the defense. Now, I do think that the running back room is something that we should think about, but that's like the third, fourth, not the third, I'm sorry. It's the fourth or fifth thing that really comes to mind. Number 1 is linebacker. Number 2 is safety. 3 is cornerback. Then you can do running back. You feel me? Let's get our priorities in check. So Saquon, if he wants to come for $8 million, I'll think about it. I'll give you that. I'll appease you. If you're saying, hey, you saw what the 49ers did with Christian McCaffrey, I get it. If he wants to come for $8 million, we'll do it. But the 49ers have that luxury because they've drafted a lot of their talent defensively, right? And they have a rookie quarterback who isn't making $50 million, a year. So that's why they are able to sign a superstar running back, right? So if Saquon wants to come for $8 million, let's do it. But if he wants that $10 million plus, we just simply can't do it. We'll see him walk to Houston. That's where he would probably go. He's probably going to go to Houston. So these are all hypotheticals that will happen. I will say, though, with DeAndre Swift, I want DeAndre Swift back. Because if he put up career numbers with an incompetent OC in Brian Johnson, imagine what he would do with an OC that knows what he's doing, that is accomplished. I ain't saying Kellen Moore is, like Sean McVay, but he's a damn better OC than Brian Johnson for sure. So I would love to see DeAndre Swift actually be utilized in the passing game instead of bubble screens to the second running back in the depth chart in Kenneth Gainwell. I don't want to see that. You know what I'm saying? So I would love to have DeAndre Swift come back. I think that he would like to come back, but it has to make sense. Now, look, you have a guy in Swift who was coming off of his rookie deal when he was making less than $3 million a year. Now, it's all relative. I would love to make that much money, but obviously he wants to get a payday. He's going to look at the market. If the market is giving him more than $7 million a year, I'm sorry, we're going to have to lose him. Now, I would love to get Swift for $5 million. If we can get him for a deal that's 3 years, 3 years, $15 million, 3 years, 16, 3 years, 17, I would do that. I like that because here's another part, right? And let me just sit up for this. Let me sit up for this one. I would rather have DeAndre Swift and A.J. Dillon than just Saquon Barkley. A.J. Dillon's a stud, bro. He's a stud. And he stays healthy. He's a north-south back. He's a bruiser. You can use him on third and shorts, right? DeAndre Swift is more flashy. I do believe that he's not just a gadget back. He isn't just a gadget back, but I feel like he's not that Derrick Henry type of back that you can every down type of back. He ain't that. He's not Zeke in his prime, right? He's going to have to be utilized if he has like a second running back with him. Like, I see DeAndre Swift like Jahmyr Gibbs. But what does Jahmyr Gibbs need? He needs somebody like David Montgomery, who's a north-south back. So I would love to see DeAndre Swift and A.J. Dillon together. And I think they will literally put similar numbers to Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. I promise you that. I promise you that. So if the price is right, if it makes sense, Howie Roseman, let's make this happen. I'm choosing that over Saquon any day of the week. Let me know your thoughts on this running back situation. Now we're going to talk about defense. I'm trying to tell you, I have a full show for y'all. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that jazz, share with a friend. Now, CJ Gardner-Johnson could be coming back, but I heard some Eagles fans that aren't in favor of CJ Gardner-Johnson coming back because he called us obnoxious. All right, bro, I'm going to keep it a stack. It's time to look in the mirror. Let's just say that you moved to a different state, a different city for work. And once you moved there, your car got stolen. Would you have the most positive words to say after you leave that job about the people in that city? Probably not. I lived in Atlanta for 4 years. I don't like the people in Atlanta. My car got stolen 2 times. I'm so serious. I'm still mad about it. So I'm saying I'm not going to hold CJ Gardner-Johnson saying that Philly fans are obnoxious when Philly people stole his car. I'm still bitter myself about Atlanta because in Atlanta, my car got stolen twice. Twice, bro. I'm not going to. So you got to put yourself in the guy's shoes. I don't think that he has resentment towards the Eagles, although contract negotiations did stall out because CJ and his agent misjudged the market and they thought they can get more money. They didn't. By the time that they realized they couldn't get more money somewhere else, we already paid Bradbury and Slay, which obviously in hindsight was, a bad move. And so CJ had to be on a 1-year prove-it deal with the Lions. But I would welcome CJ with open arms. He has that dog mentality. He's gonna be in guys' faces in the locker room. And we need that because what's the biggest problem with this Eagles team? They had no heart. You have guys literally giving up touchdowns by not tackling, and you're a professional athlete, a professional football player. So no, this team lacked heart, and I would love to bring a dog who doesn't care who he's against. He's talking trash, and he backs it up. I love CJ. He represents Philly because he talks that talk, and he walks that walk. He was talking to, what's his name, Baker. He, got that pick and then threw it to him. That's crazy, but we love it. That's Philly. That's Philly, bro. He reminds me of Pat Bev, but actually a better Pat Bev because he's 26 years old in his prime. I love CJ Gardner-Johnson. Another guy that would flourish under Vic Fangio's system, who would it be? Justin Simmons. And Justin Simmons, he knows Vic Fangio and Christian Parker, our D-backs coach, very, very well. He had his career years under Vic Fangio, under Christian Parker. So I would just say it makes the most sense for Justin Simmons to come to Philly. Now, there could be other teams that could offer him more money, but in terms of a fit, there isn't a safety out here that knows the Vic Fangio system more than Justin Simmons and can play to the level that Vic Fangio wants. He loves veterans. He loves guys that he can trust. Justin Simmons is literally the perfect safety for Vic Fangio. So if we had a pairing of CJ Gardner-Johnson plus Justin Simmons, that's my dream. That is my dream secondary right there. Then you got Sidney Brown coming back, later in the season. You got Reed Blankenship. I don't know if Reed Blankenship is a starting safety in this league. I think he's decent. I think if somebody gets injured, he can fill in for somebody and it won't be a crazy drop-off. But I'm not certain that Reed Blankenship is a starting safety on a championship caliber team. I'm not sold on it yet. And he's great guy. I'm not sold on it. Maybe he is. If you disagree, let me know. But I'm not sold on that. I'm just simply not. He can hit hard. But is his coverage, so cerebral? I don't know about that, bro. But he's got some heart. He's got heart. He was the only one hitting. Let's talk about Dalton Schultz. I saw this at work today, and we're going to talk about this briefly. But Dalton Schultz, he called the Cowboys a zoo. Thank you. Thank you, Dalton Schultz, for saying the obvious, for saying what we all know. And I'll say this, as an Eagles fan, I hope Jerry Jones lives till he's 100. I hope that Jerry Jones, his son, adopts everything his dad does in how he runs that franchise. Because you and I both know the Cowboys can get Dak, they can get Lamar Jackson, they can get Patrick Mahomes. I don't even think Patrick Mahomes can win a championship in Dallas because of how that franchise is ran. Because you have an owner that is bigger than life. You have an owner that wants all the credit. That's why when you have two coaches, all-time great coaches available in the market, you have all the money in the world. But what? You're not going to give him an interview? You're not going to give Jim Harbaugh an interview? You're not going to give Bill Belichick an interview? Why is that? That's because they would take the credit from you. Because if you get them as your head coach, it's not Jerry's world, it's Bill Belichick's team. It's Jim Harbaugh's team. So I hope that Jerry keeps living. He keeps being the Cowboys owner because the Eagles are in a better position to win a Super Bowl as long as Jerry Jones is the owner of the Dallas Cowboys. That's facts. Cowboys fans know this, and they want Jerry Jones gone. But as the Eagles fan, oh man, keep Jerry. I love you, Jerry. Thank you so much. Let's get into basketball real quick, and then we're going to get into some little bonus topics. Is the Sixers season over? It's over. The Sixers season is over, bro. Don't bring back Joel Embiid. I'm just sorry. I'm sorry. This team can't even beat the Grizzlies. I don't want to hear we have injuries. The Grizzlies have injuries. The Brooklyn Nets, they have a guy like Ben Simmons. Ain't play a game. Ben Simmons, he just sucks. But this Sixers team is one of the most frustrating NBA teams to root for or to even watch. Because they're building their team around a guy in Joel Embiid who's injury prone. All right, fine. I get it. There's some star players who are injury prone. An example, Jimmy Butler. Throughout the season, he's missing games. But the Heat are constructed to play without Jimmy. The Sixers aren't constructed to play without Joel Embiid. So when he's out, it's a completely different team. With Joel Embiid, the Sixers are elite. Without him, they might be, or they are, we know this, a play-in team at best. And I'm not talking about 8, 7 seed. I'm talking about 9th, 10th seed at the best case scenario. So they're screwed because you're building your franchise around a guy who's injury prone, and you know that he's going to miss time during the season, and you can't even have a structure that is sufficient without the guy. So I don't want Joel Embiid to come back. I don't. It makes no sense because he might injure himself again. Then now what? Now he's injured during the offseason. Now would somebody who's a free agent want to come to a team when the star player, when the superstar player is injured? No. So that hurts free agency. Or if he's injured coming the next season, that hurts next season. No, shut him down. I don't want to see Joel Embiid play. Why is he playing? Why would he play? Ask me why. I'm asking you if you're for this. Why would you want Joel Embiid to come back? His conditioning isn't going to be where it's at to play a playoff series, not a playoff game, a playoff series. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. He'll get 3 games under his belt, but before the playoffs, we're not winning nothing. We're not beating the Celtics, the Bucks, the Heat, the Knicks without Joel Embiid at 100%. I feel like this front office is terrible. The front office, the medical staff is terrible. They are abysmal. They are flat out abysmal. I love Tyrese Maxey, but he's still a year away from being that go-to guy. But I will stand by this. The Sixers need to trade Joel Embiid. This season is showing why you trade Joel Embiid. Because there's always a cap on what you can do as a franchise. If you're always injured in the regular season or you're limping into the postseason, it's only so much a franchise can do when they're built around you. So what's the best thing to do? Trade him when he's at this point in his career where he's still of value. You can command, a great package for him. You could get a star player for him or 2 or a star player, a bunch of the picks. You can flip that for an actual superstar. So I'm saying there's other ways you can do it to where you can flip Joel Embiid. People not going to like it. People not going to, they're going to be like, you're giving up on the process. Trust the process was a fluke. The front office messed that up. The front office messed that up when they picked Zaire Smith over Mikal Bridges. The front office messed that up when you literally picked Markelle Fultz over Jason Tatum. I'm tired of it. And I'm not going to keep acting like this is okay. It's not okay. It's not. And I'm done believing in this team. I was done believing in the Sixers when we were up 3-2. The Celtics were literally begging for us to win that game. Tatum was having an off night. And then at a certain point, it's like, all right, you just going to let me take it? I'm going to take it. And then he hit 4 or 5 straight threes. It went back to game 7. And then nobody wanted to play. Well, I won't say nobody. Tobias wanted to play. Maxey wanted to play. But your superstar players and Joel Embiid and James Harden didn't show up in game 7. That was the end to the process. That was the end. And we have to come to grips with that. Some bonus stuff. I just want to talk about it real quick. Get some quick points about the Celtics, though. I was talking highly of them, but let me keep it a beam. The Celtics, for some reason, always get the benefit of the doubt. So you have this one team, the Boston Celtics, right? They've never won the big game. They've always folded in the big game. They're the NBA version of the San Francisco 49ers because they get to the big game and let their fans down. Oh, but then you have the Milwaukee Bucks, who have a superstar player in Giannis who dropped 50 in a closeout finals game. 50. They have their point guard who's one of the most clutch players ever. But they're looked at as an afterthought in the East. It's crazy that the Celtics are favored over the Nuggets. Insane to me. Insane to me. If we were to have a series now, I would pick the Heat over the Celtics. I would pick the Bucks over the Celtics. Stop overrating this team, dog. I'm just tired of it. Stop overrating them until I see Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown get it done. When it matters, that's when I will change my opinion. But up to this point, it's been Eastern Conference Final or Finals or Eastern Conference Semis, and they failed. I'm not falling for it. What else am I not falling for? The Clippers. It's crazy that NBA fans have amnesia with James Harden. Did y'all not see James Harden last year? Oh, but you forgot about that. You forgot that James Harden last year was excellent in the regular season, but then come postseason time, he folded. And then now we're back to this season, and what happened? James Harden is having, on cue, a great regular season. What's going to happen in the postseason? I know what's going to happen. I saw it firsthand in Game 6, Game 7, in the semifinals. But look, you're going to give him the benefit of the doubt. The Clippers, I'm just sorry, are not going to get it done. The Nuggets are coming out of the West. And if it's not the Nuggets, it's the Suns. I like the Suns a lot. They just got to stay healthy. Let me know what you think. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Do all that jazz, man. I love y'all. It's Real Talk Miles Johnson, where you know we always keep it real. I'm out, y'all.